All right, what's up, guys? We're here on the job. We're waiting for the elevator to get opened. We got a tub to demo today, and then we got a herringbone pattern that's going to be going up. So stay tuned. All right, so check it out, guys. This is the tub. It's actually a lot smaller than I expected, right? So good deal, not too bad. So I just took the shower door off. I just got to take these off now and start removing all these fixtures before I start tearing down any walls. All right, we got all the fixtures off. We got the door off. So now it's time to start demoing this wall. All right, so what I did is I took off a row all around the perimeter, right? Because what I'm gonna do is run the multi-tool and then just try to take the whole wall down. All right, so that didn't go as easy as I planned, right? But we got some big chunks out of it. All right, so we got all the board off. We got it nice and clean, got all our screws off the wall, and we're ready to run down to the hardware store and pick up some cement board. All right, so check it out, guys. It's day 2, and our red guard has cured overnight. It's nice and dry. And check out these walls. I am amazed that these walls are flat and plumb. Anyways, check that out. That is flat as can be all the way up, and it is leveled. So every wall so far seems to be right on plumb. So that's a plus. And as far as this plumbing wall, I have to leave this wall out for now. As you can see, I have a little strip here just so I can get my center and get all my cuts, because the pattern, so this tile here, I don't think I showed you guys the tile. It's a subway tile, right? And we're going to be doing the herringbone pattern on this tub. So I already laid out a few pieces. Let me show you guys. By the way, guys, check out this view. Check out this view. We're in downtown Sarasota. That is the main bridge to Sarasota there. That bridge will lead you into St. Armand Circle and into Lombo Key. But Yeah, gotta love that view every morning, right? Wake up and that's what you see. Anyway, so check it out. I already laid out a few pieces here, getting my center. As you guys know, you have to put your speed square on both of these two tiles, right? And then that is your center in the middle. A lot of guys kind of have trouble finding the center on a herringbone pattern, but that's exactly how you do it right there. All right, so I got it laid out. I'm gonna use the bottom of this sheet to act like the bottom of my tub, basically. So I'm gonna get all these cuts. I'm gonna start cutting these so I can have my bottom cuts kind of already set. All right, so I'm gonna grab another box and I'm gonna keep setting these pieces down on the floor until I can see what cut lands on the side of the inside of my walls. Since we're using, you know, subway tiles, right? And you know, it's got the ceramic clay back. So we're gonna be able to use some mastic, the Dell tile mastic. So that's gonna make this job a lot easier. You know, we get to spread half the wall and not worrying about, you know, having it dry up on you. You got a little bit more play time, a little bit more work time, I should say. So we're gonna be using the mastic over the dent shield. This is how you find the center on a herringbone pattern, right? So this line, this middle line is my center to the walls, right? So a lot of guys do the mistake by thinking, you know, that is center, but nope, you're gonna get different cuts on both ends. Now, if you do it this way, you should get the same cuts on both sides. Another example, right? So those are the two lines that you've seen that I had marked on the wall, and then the center is in the middle of between those two lines, right? So bam, I put my tape pretty much right in the center, which is an inch, right? So bam, that is the center, and we had 29.5 to our wall. And bam, so this will be our cuts right here. Big size cuts on that end. And now if I flip it over to this side, and I hope I got enough pieces on the floor for this. So bam, I put it on the center where it's supposed to be. Right at an inch. 29.5. And you get that same size cut there. All right, so I went ahead and I got the plumbing issue fixed, and I went ahead and put the board up. So what I'm about to do is get my corner waterproofed. I already got my felt cut out. And after that, I'm gonna take lunch, let that dry up a bit, and I'll be able to start setting tile here pretty soon. I already got all my cuts, you know, cut out, ready to go for the bottom. So I'm ready to go. I just gotta get this corner waterproofed. All right, we're back, guys. We're back from lunch, and I am ready to get started. The red guard, it's still not dried all the way, but look, I'll run my fingers down it. So it's not dry all the way, but it's not wet enough to where it's sticking on my fingers, right? So I think I'll be good as long as I be real careful when I'm spreading my mastic on this side of the wall. All right. All right, so I got some of these already pre-cut for the bottom, right? You remember I had them laid out in the living room. So this is the center one. I'm gonna start with the center one right there, right? So I'm gonna start with my center. I already got my cuts for my next one. Just like that. And this should be this one here. Yep. All right. So yeah, I got a couple cuts already started. So I'm gonna spread the wall, and then I gotta, you know, adjust myself here on the bottom. I'm gonna shoot a laser once I figure out where one of my points ends. I'll shoot a laser and then we'll go from there. So let me get the mastic and let's get started. So I got my bucket of water and sponge. It's a real small bathroom in here, so it's real tight. The space is limited. I got most of my stuff out here in the hallway because the bathroom is just so small. See, I gotta close the door just to even get in. into the bathtub area. Quick little mix. Alright, that should be good. Let me go get my trowel. So I'm only going to spread about 1/4 of the wall, just because I got to get started down here. Now once I get started and get my rows all nice and tight and set up, I can spread the whole wall and it's a lot faster, right? But right now, since I'm getting started, this bottom row is going to take me just a little bit of time because I got to make sure that it's leveled. All right, so I'm ready to get started on laying some tile here. Let's start off with this one. So yeah, as of right now, I just got to set these bottom rows and then I got to adjust myself, set the laser, and make sure that everything's on point. So I'm all set, right? Everything's nice and leveled and squared where it needs to be, right? So here's a good way, right? So that piece there is the same as this one, which is the same as this one, right? So what I did is I set my level right on top of them. And let's check out that bubble. Bam. Right in the center. So that means we're leveled. Also did is, and I got my bigger square downstairs. I should go get it, but I'm using my small square and I'm pretty much checking to see how square it is, right? And right there you can see I'm pretty much squared to both tiles. Come to this side, same thing. Nice and tight on that edge, nice and tight on that edge. All right, so I figured out the easiest way to get these cuts, and in order for them to wrap around properly, because when doing herringbone, you don't ever want to do tight cuts to your wall. You don't ever want to do your cuts tight. You have to leave a space in order for it to wrap around properly. So you see I got a piece here with mastic already on the wall, as if that piece was already stuck, right? So now what I do is you get a new piece of tile, you put it right there where it's going, right? Make sure you get it nice and straight where it needs to be. And then what you do is mark the edge of this bottom tile right here, put a check on it, that grout joint. You just mark a line right there, right? Then what you do, so I got my line marked, right? You want to spin it around, and then set your square to that line. And you kind of want to get it perfect on that line, you know what I mean? You don't want to pass it. So bam. So that's going to be my cut there. And this leftover piece is going to be good for this side. So I have to number them in order to keep track of these cuts. Because if not, I'll be, looking everywhere for them. So I like to keep them numbered. That way I know which one goes where, and it makes it a lot easier when it's time to do this wall here. So I'm going to mark them on the back just so it doesn't erase on the front. All right, so number 2, because it's my second cut, and the R is for the right wall. So second cut, right wall, bam. There's a 5, 4. All right, so once I get my spacers in, right, I want to just give it a good overlook, make sure everything looks good. All my corners are meeting where they're supposed to. And everything looks good. So yeah, everything looks good. Before you move on, you always just want to double check. All right, so check it out. Got all my cuts. Got my cuts in, but what I really wanted to show you guys is, as you can see, I glued a piece of tile on this edge of the wall, right? And that's gonna give you that perfect, you can see my cuts all line up, right? But when it comes time to do this wall, that's gonna give you that perfect space for these to wrap around properly. It's hard to see with this shim here, hold on. Bam. So that's gonna wrap around just like that. All right, check it out, guys. It is 6 p.m. and I managed to get the back wall up today. Now, I don't like this, so tomorrow I'm gonna cut those little small pieces in there. It's bugging the heck out of me. I know some people will grout it in, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to put that little piece in there. But other than that, I got all my cuts nicely straight, right? Now tomorrow, we'll be starting on this wall. And that's where the real test comes in, right? Is wrapping the wall, making sure everything looks like it's wrapping. So that will be tomorrow. For now, I am all cleaned up and ready to get out of here. All right, check it out, guys. So it is day 3. It is day 3 in this tub surround, and I am about to get started on this wall here. I'm gonna leave the plumbing wall for last, just because you already know. So here we got a Jolly Schluter trim, right? Color brass. And we only need one Schluter in this job because here, I mean, I guess we could have put one here, but she didn't want to. We're just gonna butt up right up to the door frame here, the door casing. But yeah, check it out. It's looking good. Put those top cuts in after all. It looks a lot better than just leaving them exposed and grouting them, right? So these are all my leftover cuts, right, that I was saving. There's number 3, right wall. Number 3's right here. So I labeled them, that way I know where they go. So bam, that's 3, 4, you know, and so on. So that's gonna give it that beautiful wrap. All right, so let's check it out. I already took all my spacers off the wall, right? That way I can show you guys how this wrap's looking. So check it out. It's looking real good. Got my cuts all nicely done. And all these were leftover pieces from what I used, you know, on this side of the wall. All right, check it out, guys. Got the wall finished. Man, check out that wrap though. Check out that wrap. So all my cuts down there, they're all running the same, you know what I mean, as they're supposed to be. All finished. Nicely wrapped. Ready for grout, nice and clean. Sweet. So, took 4 days for this tub surround, and that's including demo, like you saw in the beginning of the video. So, we started on Monday, today is Thursday, and we should be out of here today. So, it is now about lunchtime, so we're gonna go grab some lunch, come back and start slapping up some grout on the wall, get our corners caulked, our plumbing fixtures back on, and you know, get it nice and clean. Alright y'all, that does it for this video. As you see, nice clean work. I'll see you guys on the next video.